This is Mount Gambier East, and I'll see you in... Now this is the part of the video where I probably should film an outro summarising the entire trip. However, can't quite be bothered right now. All right, legends, and thanks for tuning in to the final episode of my McMarathon series. I really appreciate you making it this far. This series was a huge learning curve for me. This series was a huge learning curve, an idea that I had that if I go out and I film, I would have a backlog of footage or content that I could then edit into videos and release weekly at a particular time, 10 a.m. on a Sunday, for everyone to enjoy. And that just wasn't quite the case. It's actually really hard to do that. And the further time you have between filming footage and then editing it, you start to forget what you've actually filmed. So editing this video, I could barely remember what I've filmed. I filmed it back 2 months ago, 2.5 months ago. But anyway, that's a me thing, not a you thing. Huge congratulations again on making it this far through the series. I really appreciate your support, even just watching, liking, commenting, subscribing, whatever you do. It's just so awesome. It's something I've always wanted to do, is make videos. I love traveling, I love South Australia, and it's so good to be able to share it with you. So I really appreciate that. So if you're someone who's persisted through with the series this long up until now, you're a legend. And you know, the thing that's got me through it is the only thing weirder than visiting every McDonald's in South Australia is watching someone visit every McDonald's in South Australia. So big ups to you, weirdo. Nice. Let's get straight into it. So there's 68 stores. The furthest out of town, east-wise or southeast, is Mount Gambier, where there's 2 stores. And then the furthest west I would have to go was Port Lincoln. I'm very relieved that Ceduna and Coober Pedy don't have a McDonald's, because that saved me a significant amount of kilometres, somewhere around 4,000. I'll pop the actual number on the screen now. And so essentially, it took me about 5 days in total to do the challenge, but give or take a travel day and half a travel day on each side, it took almost a week of full-time driving to complete the McMarathon. I visited all 68 stores, and in every single store, I ordered something different off the menu. In just a few moments, I'll share exactly what I ordered at each store and exactly how much it came to, so stay tuned. But until then, let's get back to the video. Cheers! Morning, legends, and welcome back to day 5, my final day for my McMarathon. Join me as we head from Kadina all the way to Port Lincoln. Alrighty, it is time for us to hit the road.
All Aussie adventures, time to hit the road.
Jeez. Jesus. Alright, legends, and thanks again for making it this far into the video. Here I have the 68 receipts. Ironically, one of the biggest parts of the challenge wasn't the eating, wasn't the driving, it was getting the 68 receipts. McDonald's, they've just, and I didn't realize, I thought it would be legally required to have to provide the customer with a receipt, but it's not. You have up to 7 days, all this sort of stuff, and they just don't want to do it. They don't want to pay for the paper. They don't want to fix the machines. I remember one encounter specifically somewhere in the northern suburbs where I had ordered on one of the self-serve kiosks, no receipt. I then went to the front counter where the owner was working and asked the owner, hey, can I please, I've just made an order on the self-serve kiosk, can I please have a receipt? The owner goes, yep, sorry, I'm not sure why that's run out. I'll get you one right away. The owner's struggling to get a receipt. She's struggling to find my order on the system. And one of the staff, the owner says to one of the young staff members, this is really not okay that there's no receipt paper in the machine. This isn't on. Why has it run out? Why haven't you been checking them? And the young staff member basically replied, no one does it. It's just no longer a thing. And the owner was really not impressed and was pretty firm with the young staff member. And from my perspective, regardless, quite unfairly stern with the staff member. And the staff member was right. No one is stocking up the self-serve kiosks with paper receipt rolls statewide. Obviously, not everyone has the unique perspective where they visited every McDonald's within the time frame of just a couple of days and knows, like, this kid's right. What the kid's telling you is totally right. No one statewide is putting receipt rolls in these machines. Also, you don't need to speak so rudely. But having said that, the McDonald's staff are all really, really, really nice. Really nice. That was the only encounter where I found someone to be a little bit rude. And perhaps, it is an owner who's probably a little bit out of touch with what's actually happening. Anyway, 68 receipts. Let's get into it. I ordered 1 water, a ham and cheese pocket, small iced latte, full cream milk, 1 choc shake, 1 McDonald's land cookies, 1 large frozen soft drink with an orange, 1 small hot fudge sundae, 1 small kids water, 1 peppermint tea with skim milk, disgusting, 1 small English breakfast tea, 1 quarter pounder. Actually, that was my Port Lincoln order, was it? No, that was a Big Mac. 1 medium mocha, 1 small sparkling water, 1 small Kirk's lemon, lime and bitters, 1 small frozen Coke, 1 McGriddle sausage egg muffin, 1 small chai latte, 1 10-piece nuggets with a Korean barbecue sauce, 1 kids apple juice, 1 hot apple pie. I'm not sure what that is because one of the stores couldn't give me a receipt. 1 medium fries, 1 double cheeseburger, 1 coffee keep cup. I do have that somewhere. 1 cone with a Cadbury flake, 1 small orange juice, 1 small strawberry shake, 1 6-piece nuggets with a sweet and sour sauce, 1 cheeseburger, 1 small Fanta raspberry, 1 crispy snack wrap, a $2 donation, a $5 donation, a $3 donation, a $10 donation, a $1 donation, 1 small fries, 1 piccolo with skim milk, 1 chicken and cheese, 1 soft serve cone in a cup, 1 raisin toast, 1 sausage McMuffin, 1 small cafe latte, 1 Biscoff McPop, 1 apple slices, 1 small iced mocha, 1 small frozen Coke, 0 sugar, 1 medium frozen Coke, 1 small Fanta, 1 hamburger, 1 berry McPop, 3-piece nuggets, sweet and sour sauce, 1 macchiato with skim milk, 1 choc McPop, 1 small iced chocolate, 1 small fries, 1 medium Coke, 1 hash brown, 1 sausage McMuffin, 1 3-piece McWings with a sweet and sour sauce, 1 medium chocolate shake, 1 triple cheeseburger, 1 medium McChicken meal with a medium fries and a medium Coke, 1 Brekkie breakfast burger, 1 small mocha, 1 fillet of fish, and that's all. Now, I've not yet added these up. In fact, let's do it now. $0, $0, $9.45, $6.60, $7.45, $2.50 plus $5.65. Total expenditure for the McDonald's food part of the trip comes down to $313.70. So overall, within budget and down the lower end too, which is great. And that really helps with, you know, Cadena, so the first designated specific McDonald's delivery car. Here it is. Oh, you're missing a McRib. Oh, man. How cool is that? Where you live, how can Macca's get delivered? Because I've had Macca's delivered on a motorbike. China, drone. Port Pirie. All right, legends, it's the moment we've all been waiting for. It's time to award the award that we've all been waiting for South Australia's best McDonald's restaurant in South Australia. There was no clear rubric for this award. I wasn't keeping track. I didn't take scores or notes or nothing like that. I merely just went to every single restaurant. And I mean, how many people have been to all 68 stores in South Australia? So I'm probably the only dude qualified to award this award. And it goes to, drumroll please, Mount Barker South. I think it's Mount Barker South. It's just, I went there on the first day, and as soon as I went there, I was like, whoa, this store's good. And every single time I went to another store, I compared it to Mount Barker South, and nothing beat it. So, Mount Barker South. Alrighty, legends, we are back on the board. Number 65, Port Pirie. Next we have 66, Port Augusta, 67, Whyalla, 68, Port Lincoln. Port Augusta. Maybe, maybe not. Anyway, this is Port Augusta. And with Port Augusta is my 66th McDonald's store. Interesting fact about Port Augusta, it is South Australia's northernmost McDonald's store. And considering it's really only 300 k's north of Adelaide, that's not north. Also considering that the Northern Territory border is at least circa 900 kilometres away. So those poor folk in Coober Pedy have no Maccas. All right, legends, so you're joining me here at Port Augusta Airport, and the reason we're here is back when I was cabin crew, we used to fly here pretty often, and the airline that I worked for had a fleet of Fokker aircraft, and my understanding was that the Fokker 100 aircraft, this was the shortest runway within its network, so all of Australia, that the Fokker 100 was able to land at. It was a bit of a tight runway. Every takeoff was essentially a static takeoff. Please fact check that for me. If I'm wrong or it's changed, please comment down below and let me know. Also, another interesting fact about this airport is when we used to get a duty, so a roster for the day, essentially a shift, we only ever had 4 flights maximum. I don't know if that was because of some sort of EBA or just because it is what it was. Anyway, so one day I had Adelaide out bush return, that was fine, and then Adelaide back out bush, and on the return the weather in Adelaide had deteriorated into quite poor conditions. We circled for a bit just north of Adelaide. Anyway, ended up diverting to Port Augusta Airport, landed here, took a bit of extra gas, and then after an hour or two took off again back to Adelaide, and that was how I broke a record and got 5 flights in one day. Whyalla. All right, rat bags, that is number 67, Whyalla. I have now visited 67 out of 68 McDonald's stores in South Australia. Sparkling water, ooh, that is sparkling. Port Lincoln. Well, for the very last time, here we go.